Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to talk about one of the most common problems, and that is thyroid. I'm going to show you different types of asanas and foods that you should eat and avoid in order to control thyroid. Since this is quite a long video, so I've divided this video in two parts. The first video has 5 asanas and foods that you should eat, and the second video has the other 5 asanas and food that you should avoid in order to control thyroid. And if you will follow these asanas and diet regularly and strictly, then I'm sure you're going to cure thyroid too. Now, foods that you should eat in order to control thyroid are green leafy vegetables, seasonal foods. Then you should add coconut oil in your food. Then ginger greatly enhances thyroid hormone. So chew ginger or make ginger tea. Then you should eat foods rich in high fiber content. Then you should eat vegetables rich in iodine content such as fish, meat, egg, curd, wheatgrass seaweeds, black walnuts, carrots, sprouts, and pumpkin. And you should take out some time to walk in morning sunlight for about 10 to 15 minutes. Let's start with our first pose, that is Sarvangasana or shoulder stand pose. Sarvangasana is the most important pose to stimulate thyroid gland and control thyroxine. In this pose, one should concentrate on getting the legs, waist and the back in one straight line and making this line 90 degrees with the ground. In this asana, the arms up to the elbows are placed on the floor, shoulders width apart. The body from the feet to the shoulders is in a straight line. The chest is pushed forward and the chin is placed in the throat pit, forming a tie which is called Jalandhar Bandh. All the pressure is on the neck, shoulders and the back of the head. The hands are placed on the back ribs, the legs are straight and the feet are relaxed. Now we will go to the Halasana pose, that is the plug pose. This yoga exercise gives compression to the neck and stimulates the thyroid glands. After exhaling fully, lower the legs to rest the toes on the floor, keeping the legs straight. Point the toes and breathe normally. Now we'll come back to the Sarvangasana pose. This pose should not be performed by people suffering from high blood pressure, heart conditions or brain diseases. It should not be done during menstruation and pregnancy. Now we'll come to the next pose, that is Matsyasana or fish pose. In supine position, bend the legs into cross-legged position or ideally come into Padmasana or lotus pose by spreading your legs a little more than hip width apart. Bend one leg and place it on the opposite thigh. Bend the other leg and place it on the opposite thigh. When the support of the elbows, raise the head, curve the neck backward and place the top of the head on the floor, creating an arc in the back. If you are in Padmasana or lotus pose, try to hold the toes of the feet with opposite hands. Otherwise, rest the hands on the abdomen or thighs and breathe normally. This pose should be avoided by people suffering from high blood pressure, heart disease, hernia or ulcers. And it should not be performed during menstruation and pregnancy. This pose is Ustrasana or camel pose. It gives stretch to the neck. In sitting position, bend your leg left and bring the foot to the left buttock. Bend your right leg and bend the right foot next to the left foot. Shift the weight forward onto the toes. Bring your knees to the ground, toes together, heels apart and sit between your heels. Stand on the knees and keep the knees and hip width apart. Slowly lean backward and place the right hand on the right heel and left hand on the left heel. Now the last pose is Viparita Karni or inverted pose. In supine position, exhale and while inhaling, slowly raise both the legs to a 90-degree angle from the floor. While exhaling, raise the waist and the hips from the floor and take the legs backward over the head. While inhaling, place both hands below the waist for support and strengthen the legs, toes and pointing to the ceiling. This concludes part 1 of the thyroid series, and don't forget to watch part 2.